Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. As I was speaking in my previous videos about the very aspects of science of sound and science of vibrations and their impact on the human body or the so-called humanoid who exist on this earthly existence, and I was speaking in cross reference to the very aspects of yoga drashta, yoga drushya, yoga maya, yoga mahamaya. Now, let me not actually touch upon these swaras, because right now we are at a stage wherein we need to understand about how exactly this works, or what is the mechanism all about. Even before that, let me share a few swaras which are strong tha, hu ha, dha, hu ha, dha, hu ha, ni, na, hu ha, ni, dha, ma, da, ma, da, pa, da, ma, da, da, ma, da. If you see, ma and da needs to be strong enough. And this ni. Now, if we really look at, these are what actually touches upon this nada bindu kala, which are directly or indirectly gets us connected to the hasta bhedas. They are the means that gets us connected. Though I would be talking about that in my next video. Though these sounds of the swaras that gives this human body that capacity to recognize his or her capabilities deep within. Though it touches Srividya aspect, this is what is Yoga Maya and Yoga Mahamaya, which one needs to understand. That is the reason why I say classical dancer or classical musician is a Sri Vidya Upasaka by himself or herself. Now, this Mahamaya, Maya and all, if you really see, now, as a part of reference to Yoga Maya or Yoga Mahamaya, again, there are some more swaras which I will be talking about. Though there is not much of the difference between this what you call Yoga Maya and Yoga Mahamaya here. Only one difference, Avarohana and Arohana. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni, ni da pa ma ga re sa. When we come down like this, it is so called Soham Hamsa Soham. Again, sa re ga ma pa da ni da pa ma ga re sa. If we practice these for 10 to 20 times, specifically this is useful for the aged people between 40 and who are 40 plus. They get that agility and they get that health reback. They can actually immunity power increases. This is what one needs to understand. This is the greatness of our Upanishads and Vedas. Again, strong, a strong ani, dha, pa, ma, gha, sa, dha, na, ra, gha, na, pa. These are the sounds which really help one and all to get to understand that Ardhanari Swarupa. Ardhanari Swarupa. These above notations give the aspects to Yoga Maya and Yoga Mahamaya. Thus, the final swara na, ma, na, coming down, subtler. This, if we do it for 10 times, that's when. See, so far I was talking about this, right? Yoga Maya, Yoga Drashta, Yoga Drushya, Yoga Maya, and Yoga Mahamaya. Now, if this is done, okay, that's when the individual will be able to get to the state of Akara or Nirakara Swarupa. Understanding that. Nitya and Anitya aspect. Vidya and Avidya aspect. Bheda and Abheda aspect. Aspect of this why should one be understanding? Why should this human existence, getting to know the aspect of Shiva or Purusha and getting to know the aspect of Prakriti or Stri or Parvati Devi, why should one be understanding? Unless and until Shiva and Shakti come together, nothing will, exist. We need to understand this. Both of them have work in parallel. Point number one. Now, this is the aspect of human existence that he or she will be getting to know the very aspect of Shiva and Shakti Tattva respectively. You need to understand. This is a very practical point that has been clearly explained in Natya Shastra. This is the primary aspect of Natya Shastra. Point number one. Here is what one needs to understand. Makara or ma, 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 ma. Now, if we do these exercises, this is where actually once, body, mind and soul comes to equilibrium state. Ni, likewise ni, 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 ma, 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 ma. Slowly you need to calm down. So this is this is what makes swaras unique actually. And this will be taking to the highest level, touching upon the very aspect of Shiva and Shakti Tattva respectively. Now I was speaking about Meru and Mahameru, right? Meru and Mahameru is again like 2 or 3 steps ahead. It is not for one and all, and it is only for a few selected few. Not everyone can reach to that level. To give you an example, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Kanchi Paramacharya, and Ramana Maharshi, Shyama Shastri, Muthuswami Dikshitar, to name a few people. Because this is a stage not for everyone and anyone, not people like, normal people. That includes even me, because I have not got to understand that properly. Though I can explain, but these are exceptional people which one needs to understand. Now, see, as a part of reference, the Bijaksharas, again, it's a word of caution. Please take an initiation from the gurus when you are doing it. Not everyone can withhold that Bijaksharas energy level. Om, Aim, Reem, Shreem, Kleem, Sauh, Sauh, Aim, Reem, Shreem, Kleem, Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Shrimat Simhasaneshwari, Chilagnikunda Sambhuta Daiva Karya Samudhyata, Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabahu Chaturbahu Samanvita, रागस्वरूप पाषाढ़ क्रोध करांकुशोज्वल मनोरूपेक्षु कोदंड पंच तन्मात्र सायका निजारुण प्रभापूर मज्जद ब्रह्मांडल मंडल चंपकाशोग पुन्नाग सौगंधिक लसत्कच कुरुविंदमणि श्रेणी कनत्कोटीर मंडिता अष्टमी चंद्र दलिकस्थल शोभिता मुखचंद्र कलंका मृगनाभि विशेषक वदनस्मर मांगल्य गृहतोरण चिल्लिका. Now, if I am doing this, I have been practicing for almost like maybe 35 years now. I started my journey way back around when I was 12 years old or 15 years old. So, just because I got it doesn't mean that you will be getting it. Ladies and gentlemen, please do understand this. Please take due cautions and be cautious enough when you are trying to do. Makara bija, not a problem. Reemkara, not a problem. Om, Aim, Omkar, Om, Aim, Reem, Om, Akara, Ukara, Makara, not a problem. But if you are practicing strong Bijaksharas, please take that due care and due caution. Now, see, this is what I call it like, this is one reason one needs to take the due care and caution in getting into that Shabda Prakarana and Shabda Bheda or Shabda Bheda Sadhana. This is nothing but this is directly or indirectly shown in the classical dance form called charis, which one needs to understand. This is the practical importance of charis in Natya Shastra. It's not for that, not for like, theory or whatever it is, which one needs to understand. Even this karnas, if you really see 108 karnas, these Shabda Bhedas will be there, which I will be explaining. 108 karnas have their own practical importance in that, which one needs to understand, ladies and gentlemen. So this is where actually, like, they need not take any initiation there, because they are directly getting that knowledge base from that Bhudevi. The point here is, I am talking about is, and here is where that Tantra, Mantra, Yantra aspect comes into picture, as I was talking about. Now, there are three parts for Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, which are in cross reference to Shloka in Natya Shastra. Angikam bhuvanam yasya vachikam sarve Vangmayam Aharyam Chandra Taradi Tam Namaha Shivatmakam Shivam. What exactly this shloka means? This body is the universe whose speech is the essence of all languages and whose ornaments are moons and stars. Directly or indirectly, this shloka is telling that this human body or this human being has all the planets deep within, which one needs to understand. How do you get that? Through Angikam, using the Angas. Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, which are more or less Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas. This Pancha Karmendriyas, hands, legs, and all, Angas, which are divided much further, which I will be talking about in much further. Okay. Now, Bhuvanam, Bhuvanam. See, Angikam, Akara, Nakara, Gakara, Ikara, Kakara, Akara, Makara. Bhuvanam, Bhakara, Ukara, Vakara, Akara, Nakara, Akara, Makara again. Yasya, Sya. Sya sound has that highest level of understanding, ladies and gentlemen. Understand this. When Yakara adds to Sya, Yasya, that's when this human existence or this humanoid gets connected to that transistorial existence world, transistorial world. At the ultimate transistorial world where this Prakriti and Purusha are there. And how many yugas it will take, or astronomical units, which one needs to understand. You can calculate. Oh, whole of this happens from Yoga Drashta, Yoga Drushya, Yoga Maya, and Yoga Mahamaya. This is again the practical understanding about the yoga. It is not about the asanas, which one needs to understand, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beauty of Natya Shastra. That is the reason why I keep on telling Natya Shastra is not written by Bharata Mahamuni. Natya Shastra is all about understanding about the very aspect of Ardha Nari Swarupa or Shiva and Shakti Swarupa. And this Shiva and Shakti Swarupa is represented by male and female, or that atom and subatom, or that Anu and Paramanu, which one needs to understand. Vachikam, Vakara, Akara, Chakara, Ikara, Kakara again, and Akara and Makara. Likewise, Sarve. Sarve means whole. Sarve Vangmayam. Which Vangmayam it is talking about? That purest of the purest knowledge. Which one needs to understand. Here, this is the beauty of this shloka. Aharyam. Akara, Hakara, Akara, Rakara, Yakara, Akara and Makara. See, very interestingly, if you really see, everything is ending with Akara and Makara. Chandra, Chakara, Akara, Nakara, Dakara, Rakara, Akara. Tara, Taradi. Takara, Akara, Rakara, Akara, Dakara, Ikara. Shivatmakam, Shivam. Shivatmakam, Shivam. Shiva Atmakam. Shakara, Ikara, Vakara, Akara. Atmakam. Akara, Takara, Makara, Akara, Makara. Okay. So, this is the beauty of this shloka. This is what one needs to understand. That is a reason why, if you really see, that is a reason why it says the body is the universe. It's not even universe, it's multiverse. Akhila anda koti brahma anda nayaka nayika aspect. Right from toe to sahasrara, head, top of this. So these ornaments that what you call he or she decorates during the dance form is nothing but you are actually like trying to attract the planets. Though we take 9 planets, but there are umpteen the planets which cannot be counted, even galaxies for that matter. When you take Dwadasha Adityas and the moons also, and that's where actually like it touches upon this astrology. 27 nakshatras, 27 into 4, it changes for every quarter. 108, these 108 karnas include all of this, and this is where actually like those angles you are getting connected, this body is getting connected, and this is the practical application of karnas, ladies and gentlemen. Point number 1. Now, does it stop over here? No. This again gets to the level of dhyanam. This body gets to the dhyanam level. If you are understanding this, angikam bhuvanam yasya vachikam sarve vangmayam aharyam chandra taraditam namaha shivatmakam shivam. If you are understanding this shloka properly, that's when you will be able to understand dhyanam aspect and that the 4 abhinaya part, 4 abhinayas part. Again, if you go with the etymological meaning of abhinaya, akara, bhakara, ikara, nakara, yakara, akara, yakara, akara, sakara there. When it is ending with sakara there, that's when it is like actually like touching upon the multiverse, terrestrial existence, which one needs to understand. Dhyanam also, if you really see, dhakara is there, yakara is there, akara is there, nakara is there, akara is there, again makara is there, ending with makara. And the cosmic presence. Why cosmic presence? Here that cosmic presence is all about talking about aharyam chandra taradhi. Aharyam chandra, I am talking about the moon. Taradi, which taradi? Tara is nothing but stars. How many stars we have? Around billions and trillions of stars that exist in the universe. Those are all imbibed and inscribed in this body, so-called body, which one needs to understand. So that is where actually, here is where you are paying that, obeisance to that Lord so-called Purusha. Now, let's talk about the Abhinaya part, okay? Angikam, Vachikam, Aharyam and Satvikam. Angikam is nothing but, again, it is like, composition of whole of the Pancha Gyanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Koshas, Pancha Tanmatras. That is what is called the body part, Angikam. Vachikam, coming to Vachikam. Vachikam is nothing but speech. Speech or that word that comes out. When you are meditating upon something, you will get that result, that positive energy force, which gives rise to the Makara Bija. Om Ma When this I heard in Ramakrishna Mission's, bhajans, they sing this way. So this is the reason why. So, and aharyam is reference to ornaments and costumes. Here ornaments are nothing but they are directly or indirectly talking about the existence of the stars. And now these stars, if you really see, how do you understand this? So there has to be some kind of costume, right? So this is where actually like you will have that costume. So specific costume will be there. It's not that you just do it with any kind of thing, right? Though technically speaking, this body is formless. It does not have any form. But to get to at least understand that formless nature, one needs to get into the form. To understand the form, you just cannot take it from the naked front. Can you see the God without any clothes? You do alankarna, right? You decorate with everything. You put a piece of cloth, you cover it with a cloth. So here that is what is actually it is talking about. You are actually like trying to, you are impersonating Prakriti there. You are impersonating Parvati Devi there. He or she is impersonating Purusha and Prakriti. That is the reason why this costume is important there. And these ornaments are important because you are representing that universe, multiverse, which are nothing but the taras that are existing in the body. And this is a reason why you get that energy if he or she sees. See, under the infinity cosmic presence in the cross reference to Akhila Anda Koti Brahma Anda Nayaka Naika. Again, it is ending with Akara there. Naika, Nakara, Ikara, Yakara, Kakara, Koti, Okara, Takara, Ikara, Brahmanda, Bakara, Rakara, Hakara. Now, like this, if we see from the Adi Daivika, Bhautika, Adi Bhautika Shiva Swarupa and Para and Apara Shakti, Vidya and Avidya Shakti. This is where actually like body, mind and soul gets that control over understanding what is real and what is unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what one needs to understand. If we go with the etymological meaning, Akara, Makara, Gakara, Ikara, Kakara, Bhakara, Vakara, Nakara, Akara, Bhakara, Ukara, Yakara, Sakara plus Yakara plus Akara. This has a very special place, ladies and gentlemen, in the music system, which one needs to understand. So, coming to the Vachika, if you see, Chakara, Ikara, Vakara, Akara. Aharya, Akara, Hakara, Rakara plus Yakara. Riya, Aharya. Satvika, Sakara plus Akara. Two are coming together. When Sakara plus Akara comes together, The energy levels will be more, which one needs to understand. Takara plus Vakara. Again, plus Ikara. Takara plus Vakara plus Ikara has a very special place, ladies and gentlemen, which one needs to understand. Kakara again. Now, if you see body movements in the entire multiverse with the pure and effective speech by virtue of language of the universe, which one needs to understand. Language of the universe is nothing but samsara krit. This is what is Sanskrit language. And this is where Bijaksharas play a key role. And this is what is called science of sound or science of vibration. Shabda bheda, bheda, shabda, shabda akhara, or whatever you take. If one understands the shabda bheda or shabda vikara's point of view, Natya Shastra is all about that. Now, see, we have so many moons in the universe. We just see one moon, which is quite clear in the universe for a normal man. But if one does that time travel, time and space travel, in the yoga or yoga maya or yoga drashta, yoga drushya, yoga maya and yoga mahamaya, he will come to know. However, it is not very easy for that time travel, which I will be explaining. Though if you can understand, you can understand, but one needs to experience that, ladies and gentlemen. So, angikam, a, na, gi, ga, e. Na plus ga plus e plus kakara, akara, makara. Bhuvanam, as I was explaining. Now, talking about Panchakriya Shakti, which one needs to understand. Why am I talking about Panchakriya Shakti over here? This Angikam Bhuvanam Yasya Vachikam Sarva Vangmayam Sarve Vangmayo Aharyam Chandram Taraditam, Takara, Akara and Makara again there. That has a very special place. Satvikam, Shivam. If one gets to this point, that's when you will understand the fivefold effect of Shiva Tattva, which is nothing but Srishti Sthiti Samhara Tirobhava Moksha. That is the primary meaning, primary purpose for introducing Natya Shastra, ladies and gentlemen. And this is very important for one to understand, whoever is a classical dancer. It's not just that Natya Shastra is a text, it has a practical importance. And this again directly takes us to that 27 nakshatras in astrological significance, which I will be explaining again. And astrology has that reference. And planetary movements or the planetary angles are there in the 108 karnas. And that is the reason, that is where actually the catch is there, which one needs to understand. And it touches upon the Tandava aspect. Shiva Tandava. What is Shiva Tandava? Why Shiva Tandava is introduced here? Shiva Tandava is nothing but, this is where that universal existence or multiverse existence needs to be understood. When there is a Srishti, there has to be Sthiti for that. Right? Just I am having that srishti or that worldly existence, there has to be some movement in that, right? So that is there. That's when the samhara aspect comes into picture. What is samhara? Samhara is whole of the gist of the experiences that he or she has from the viewpoint of bhedas, emotions, bhavas, anubhavas. And this is where actually tirobhava comes into picture. Takara, ikara, rakara, ukara, bhakara, akara, vakara, akara. Okay. Why tirobhava there? The tirobhava is the ultimate kind of thing, ladies and gentlemen, which one needs to understand. As per spiritual concept, tirobhava is the highest level. And that's when, once you are able to cross this, you have already reached to that level. That is where that moksha aspect comes into picture. That is the last and final stage of human existence. All his karmic deeds will be over. He will be enjoying he or she would be enjoying the karmic deeds at the samhara point of view, wherein all kinds of emotions play a key role there. Point number one. And this is where one needs to understand Tandava aspect. Tandava is nothing but those emotions which sprout out and they virtually play in your body, which one needs to understand. That is Ananda Tandava. Ananda Tandava is nothing but the happiness or that ultimate satisfaction. Tripura Tandava. Tripura Tandava is the highest level again. This Tripura Tandava, if you really want to understand from the humanistic point of view, is experiencing multiple experiences in life. Sandhya Tandava. Sandhya Tandava is wherein actually wherein this body comes down. It re-energizes. Samara Tandava. Samara Tandava. What is Samara Tandava? That equilibrium state this body has, maintains. Kali Tandava. Kali Tandava. What is this Kali Tandava? Kali is nothing but the time and presence, time and space travel, that Kala, that Kala or time or whatever it is that cross reference. Uma and Gauri Tandava is all about that communion, spiritual communion or whatever it is. See, if you see Uma and Gauri Tandava, here, if you really observe, Makara is there and Akara is there. Ukara is there. Akara, Ukara, Makara, if it is there, that is Om. Uma Tandava is nothing but that spiritual confluence, maintaining that. Gauri. Uchchanda. Uchchanda Tandava. When he or she is not under control. Okay. Or he is agitated, in the agitated state. When this human body or human anything, whatever it is, disturbance is there. That's when Uchchanda kind of thing starts happening in the body. Whole of this is a part of psychological study which has already been told, which one needs to understand. That is the reason why, if you want to understand a clinical psychology or clinical psyche or clinical psychosis, psyche, psychology, psychosis, psychiatry, or psychometry, or all these aspects are here in this. Chanda, Prachanda, Chanda Prachanda. What is this Chanda Prachanda again? Chanda Prachanda is if one goes beyond a point, everything is going out of control. That's when, one gets frustrated. Jigupsa kind of, frustrated kind of mind. Perana and Prapanna, which one needs to understand. Now, see, this Uchanda, as I was talking about, right? It is a forceful and quick movements. Why forceful and quick movements? When someone is angry, right? He or she will not understand. And he will forcefully do, that's it, out of anger. Associated with rasa, emotions of anger. Understand this. Raudra, disgust, bibhatsa, and fear, bhayanaka. Chanda, again, talk. It is relation to rasas of heroism or, acting in the anger mode. Chanda is a wherein, you are finding a solution and you are closing that once and for all. So, Prachanda, evoking the rasas and prerana and prapanna. These are the forms actually which one needs to understand. And if you really see Angika aspect, expression through the body, Vachika is expression through the speech, Aharya is expression through the costumes and ornaments, Satvika is expressions through inner emotional states. And as I was speaking about the fivefold effect, right? So, these are what actually one needs to really understand, ladies and gentlemen. So, if we see whole of this structure, this is where, forms, culmination, or the factors and cofactors of the very aspect of understanding the human existence or the humanoid as a whole. Thus, this Natya Shastra is not only text for the dancers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a primary and primordial duty of the dancer or the guru to explain whole of this concept from the very viewpoint of the human existence and, whatnot. Thus, I conclude this video with a positive. Stay blessed and have a real blissful life. May the Guru's grace be one and all. Have a nice day.